Hey guys, how are you doing? My name is Klyde Wright and I am here to finish this painting for you guys today. So I left off a couple Mondays ago showing you my beginning process of how I paint my mannequins. I just showed a time-lapse video before this video that showed you how I did my first layer of this painting. So usually something like this will take me, I will take my time, give it like a few times a day on it for probably like over a week or so. But with this one, I'm gonna keep it real straightforward with you guys. So I actually will have a finished piece at the end of this, hopefully, depending on how I feel about it. But what I did in the time-lapse video was actually just the first few steps to let me know what I'm going to do and what direction this painting is going to go. So what I did first initially is I used blue, like a cerulean blue, to do the original sketch of my mannequins, and I actually accented that blue with a burnt umber. Was it a burnt umber? Red oxide, completely off. So with the red oxide, and then after I did a yellow glaze over it. Some people say wash. Some people say glaze. Some people say wash. I actually say wash, but sometimes I use the word glaze because some people get that more. But wash. So I did a yellow wash over top of it to kind of merge all those colors together, and I like for this to be like really dry before I move on to the next step. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue my yellow background because I actually really like that, and I'm gonna pick up on some other colors within the mannequin, keep it kind of neutral and stuff like that. So being that I did my glaze for my wash already and set in some whites and my browns, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna set in my background. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna set in my background for you, and then I'm going to add in more details into my mannequins, which will be the foreground. Okay, so now that I've actually done my background, I'm very satisfied with the use of color in this piece. Something about the warmness of the yellow and the brown and the coolness of the blue and the white speaks a lot for me. So I actually am going to keep my background like this and keep my palette like this. I actually chose to leave my bottom a little transparent, so once I continue to do my different glazes slash washes over top of it, my bottom part will be able to show those transparencies and those different layers of color. So for this piece, now that I've done the yellow, what I'm actually going to do is going to do a wash of the red oxide, which is, it says red oxide, but I'm considering it brown. But I would do another wash of that over it to kind of bring all the colors together, and then use that oxide over that white, and then go back in there with the white to bring that white out further. So with that being said, I'm going to do that right after I finish this, but I wanted to show you how my process goes. So being that I'm going to finish this painting within this session right here, I'm leaving out crisping up my lines and crisping up certain areas of color. Like certain parts of white in here could be a lot sharper and a lot cleaner, but that's something I'll work over time, slowly moving those lines around and slowly moving those colors around within the washes. But for this, I'm okay with that. I like the edginess of the messiness, and it's working for me. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do the glaze of the brown, and then I'm going to touch up the white while the canvas is wet. So right after I do my glaze of the brown and touch up the white, in my opinion, I will consider that finished. But what I'm actually probably going to do over just a time period is continue to build on that yellow background, because I feel like it's very prominent. I love it. I think it's very beautiful. And it's because I'm using this particular yellow, this Winsor and Newton Galleria This is my first time using this. I'm normally using, well, I like basics because it's a pretty standard, good price paint. But this was something that I really liked and I purchased, and the colors are very rich and very deep, and I love it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna do my glaze of brown, the red oxide, and then I'm gonna go back in on the white. So that concludes my time lapse of this painting for the moment. So what I did in that painting again is I did a wash of my red oxide and followed it with the white. So what I would do after that, I will let that dry, and I actually will follow. The next step will be to follow the wash with another wash of, follow that series with another wash of the yellow, and then I actually will go back and touch up the brown, and I will repeat those steps until all of my colors, all of my shapes of color are nice and smooth and have different layers between them. Sometimes the contrast of the white on next to the white that has the glaze of yellow on it and the white that has a glaze of brown on it creates shade and value, and that's the same with the red oxide. Once that red oxide has the yellow over it and next to the regular red oxide, next to the one that has the brown over it, it creates values within just those two colors, which is something that I love to do. So with this, I will continue doing this over a period of time until I feel like, okay, all of my shapes are together and they speak to me. So just to let you know, if anyone who's never done a glaze or done a wash within a piece, what it's used for is to bring together all the colors in your piece. Sometimes people paint and they use a lot of different colors that aren't on the same hint, on the same tint or hue. So in order to bring all those colors together, you will use a wash of a color, so that way all those colors will have the same tint or will have the same hue. So if I didn't do the washes between the paints, you will see that the brown and the white are really brown and white, and there's nothing harmoniously bringing them together besides the fact that they're beside each other. So that is something that I do within my paintings to create harmonious color. So now that I'm at this stage, I will continue repeating my steps of washes and picking up on the white and the brown. And what I will also do is try my hardest not to eliminate the blue, because the blue is a very important color within this painting because it separates the warmness of the background with the warmness of the foreground too. So that's what I really like about this piece. Hopefully I can finish this within the next few days, and I can give a picture to my gallery, so that way I can sell this as a print or I can sell the actual original artwork. So I appreciate everyone tuning into this video to see me paint my mannequins. I would love to show y'all more paintings of my mannequins and maybe show some more colors and some more styles, so you can see how I take my time to put these different compositions together using these mannequins in motion. Once again, my name is Klyde Wright. My Instagram is Klyde Wright, KLYDEWRIGHT, and that's the same for my website. And those are that is my personal Instagram, which also is attached to my artist Instagram, which is Art by Klyde, and my designer Instagram, which is H of K. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you next time.